We are the test of the sword. Those who choose to pursue the path of the sword should be prepared to be challenged. And if they should fall, they have no grounds for complaint. Yes, members of the Malazan Grand Alliance, across reality, fiction, and high fantasy, we've stumbled across countless warrior societies, but none who give me the chills more than this massed community of warriors. And I'm sure anytime you interact with them in the books, something inside you stars in anticipation for a battle beyond your wildest dreams. While we are at it, I myself come from a warrior community so confident in our warrior abilities. We face off with the police at least once a year, and we bring stones to gunfights. Talk about literal stone wielders. Anyway, the Seguleh were a community to whom fighting had become a form of religious dedication and expression. The Seguleh society was quite binary in that there was a warrior class and a non-warrior class, and the non-warriors were never allowed to carry any weapons. The warrior caste could be easily identified with the light leather armor they wore, the blade or blades which they carried, and the most conspicuous attire they had was the white enamel mask each wore, upon which was branded the individual Seguleh's rank. I have to point out that the Malazan Empire, despite showing pathological expansionism, didn't even dare make a move on the Seguleh Isles. They knew well enough that an army of 15,000 Malazan soldiers could manage to take but one fishing village in that island. Now, personally, I have doubts about that, but it is clear they were feared throughout the Malavas. The Seguleh can be traced all the way back to the Darujistani age of tyrants. They were formed by the tyrant as the martial half of his household guard. The other half consisted of 12 extremely powerful demon mages. Together, the guard was called the Torud Segul, and they protected the tyrant and his or her interests. Now, this is important to mention as we get into the hierarchy, because after the fall and the imprisonment of the tyrant, the demon mages took control of Darujistan as the Torud Cabal, whereas the Seguleh were sent off to occupy some island southwest of the continent of Janabakis. The lowest level were the initiate levels, and even in this, there were subgroups because Senu was considered an 11th level initiate. Next were the Agati. These were the 1,000 highest ranked Seguleh, the honored 1,000. Now, as we saw when Baz defeated Lil, a high-ranking member can take the role of Sensei or Yovenai, as Oru talk with Iron Baz. The Seguleh hierarchy was quite rigid, and in order to advance in the society, a member of lesser rank had to defeat someone of higher rank by challenging them to a 1v1 duel. The top 10 most powerful Seguleh were called the Eldri, and their overall commander was the Seguleh first, and the second being the lieutenant, while the lower levels had patterns painted on their masks. As you climbed higher the rankings, the markings became marks that showed your true rank. The mask of the first was pure and unpainted, unmarred, while the second's had one red line painted across his mask. It went on like that with the others. I know they sound like a bunch of cosplay-wearing eccentrics and fantasists, but there's more. These guys and girls rarely spoke and instead communicated via body language. Basically, the higher ranked you are, the more arrogantly you get to walk around. And if you are someone like me, strutting around with absolutely zero martial prowess and giving everyone the stink eye, well, you know what will happen. You all know well enough by now that I'll have to blab on about my favorite Seguleh appearances. I'll just go on ahead and start with Rel, an exiled Seguleh who joined the Malazan Empire's 4th Army under the command of Storo in Liheng. This squad infiltrated the Temple of the Protectress, and when Rel was finally unleashed, the way he thanked his captain for the chance to deliver slaughter was pretty surreal. His most amazing feat was when he went toe-to-toe with Rilandaras, the soul-taken or diverse jackal of the plains, god to the jackal clan of the Seti, and brother to Trich, the tiger of summer and god of war. I'll let the fight sink in and speak for itself. The other one is my favorite Seguleh, Mok the Third, or former Third. The Seguleh were so arrogant and confident in their skills that they sent in a punitive army of 3 Seguleh to face down the Panion Domin Empire. This army consisted of Mok, Senu, and Thurul, or Thurule. And they were in the company of Envy, Tok, Baljag, and Garath. When these three were awakened to the Chen Shemali and dead Kel Hunter, the fact that they faced it off without hesitation wasn't even the impressive bit. It was the ruthless dismantling of the creature by the three Seguleh brothers. Senu and Thurule amputated the Kel Hunter's arms well enough, but Mok performed an ice-cold, clinical and surgical one-fell swoop decapitation, after which the severed head balanced on his sword for a few moments. That was so breathtaking that Tool wanted to challenge him immediately as the first sword of the clan Imus. My other favorite, of course, is someone that needs no introduction to anyone. Anomanda Rake himself, someone who expelled a spell of boredom by invading the Seguleh Isle and battling to become the 7th Seguleh before retreating to his warren. The title of 7th was inherited by Dasim after he defeated Anomanda in Darujistan, and since Dasim could literally face down anyone as the foremost swordsman of the age, he went on to become the first Seguleh. Now I have to point out that the title of first Seguleh was not fought for, it was offered to someone worthy. And I suppose there's none worthier than Dasim Ultor, battle-trained by the god of death, one of the founders and first sword of the Malazan Empire, and the god of tragedy and sorrow. That's it from me, Malazans. Smash a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I am Azlan, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.